Mm-hmm. What's up, what's up, what's up? How does my audio sound? I have the Eterna here. I should probably move this over so it's a little bit more center and frame. Shout out to Tilta for sending me their new boulder cart. This thing is absolutely badass. Oi, snow. I love visiting snow, but I do not like living in snow. Can you stop making things look so good? Brother, I have to compensate because as you once called me, I look like a girl. Guys, it's so cool having Jason Morrison here. Everybody give a shout out to Jason Morrison and tell him to go work out his legs. Miss you, brother. And we even got Kofi Yaboya. Oh yes, my video was all fake. In reality, I pretty much cut out most of my opinions because of how fucking toxic the filmmaking community is here on YouTube. And even then, I just cut out my opinion because I'm just like, I don't want to deal with people's negativity, praise and hate. It's all the same to me. It's just a lot of input at all times and it's very overstimulating and just exhausting. So I figured, hey, if I just leave my opinion out, that should help. It didn't. People then treated me as if I had something to hide or something, but it was like literally that's why I didn't put them in there. So pretty funny. Yes, I'm a very single man. Single. I'm gonna turn on the neon behind me. How about that? How about that? Thanks, brother. By me, I'm assuming you mean my setup. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I did really like the look that I was getting out of the Eterna right here. Also, I do have a second camera angle here for you guys. Hope you guys appreciate this. Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, that's the Eterna right there. Pretty exciting. Here's my iPhone 17 Pro Max, 16 Pro, whatever the new one is. So you can see what the size is there. Actually, that makes the Eterna look small. But yeah, if I need to go more in depth about the Eterna, we have the Pocket 3 set up here. Let's, I think we need a little bit more haze. I got the Smoke Ninja just off to the side over there. Hey, Pakistan in the house. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? All right. I'm gonna start talking a little bit about my opinions on the Eterna. If you guys have any questions for me regarding the Eterna, not my hair routine, not my love life, not how tall I am. I'm 6'6". If it's about the Eterna, let me know. If you guys have questions about the intro film from my Eterna video, please ask me about that. I'd much rather talk about that. But yeah, anyways, let's talk about the Eterna. So, my real opinions on the Eterna, very, very, very mixed. I cut that portion out of my video because I'm like, nobody cares. Who gives a fuck? But for any of the few people who do care, I do think the Eterna is a little confusing for a few different reasons. I just watched Cameron Northwest's video this morning as well. We have been texting everything too. And we do have a, like our views on it line up very well. Even spoke to Joshua Martin as well, not as in depth, but I feel like everybody's pretty much on the same page on the opinion on the Eterna. That opinion being, the camera's a little bit confused. You know, I feel like, again, Cameron Northwest said the same exact thing, and we literally were saying this in Texas to each other in different ways. But I feel like Fujifilm went to, you know, high-end DPs working in Hollywood and took their advice, which is great. But the issue is that advice does not fit for majority of the market here. Content creators, solo filmmakers, indie filmmakers, people working on teams under 12, under 5. This camera, it's confusing. I think the body could easily fit into like a Hollywood big production type workflow, but the flexibility of the image quality does not fit that workflow. So that's why I get kind of annoyed with the Eterna, because I'm just like, with the image quality, the performance, the internal processing, the baking in, it looks amazing, but there's also some issues with the sharpening happening. I don't like the sharpening. When you run a clinical lens on it, you're gonna run into that sharpening even more. But if you're not dealing, you know, if you're putting vintage lenses, it kind of helps it a little bit more, cut out that digital look that they're putting into it. But I don't know, in my mind, with the image processing right now, I don't think it's worth currently, I mean, I think the body's worth the price point, but the image flexibility, I'm not sure if that's worth the price point. So for me, I would have, you know, I would entertain buying this if it was $6,000 to $8,000 with what it currently does. But for that price, I would want a way more versatile form factor. So that meaning, you know, the body's actually incredibly versatile. Super easy, super fluid, super quick to use. But it does limit what I can do with it purely because, is my V-mount charged there? Ooh, it's not. Let me grab, wait, I think I have this tiny V-mount on this cart. I do not. Where's that small V-mount? Sorry guys, one sec. Let me put a battery on this bitch. Where's that small? There it is. All right. Let me swap out this V-mount on here. Again, the beautiful thing, even though the V-mount's dead, the internal battery is keeping it powered on. So there we go. I'm gonna have to reboot it here. Let's see. Give it a second. It usually boots up faster than that, but I think it's probably just because I did a fast one. There you go. So, you know, this form factor, this is a super fluid system to use, but it's too large. And the fact that this can run off the internal battery here, I'll even take it out. The fact it can run off of this battery, again, this is the stock GFX 102 battery. That makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't they, you know, to me, that shows that it could, is this V-mount not on? What's going on here? To me, that does show, you know, they probably could have done a way smaller form factor, still had the internal NDs, still power all through here. I don't know. Again, the limited flexibility to image quality doesn't line up with how pro the body is, if that makes sense. So that's where, you know, I feel like Fujifilm, instead of just listening to like the top end DPs, I feel like they should have asked some of us. Because I think I think the direction on this camera is a little bit confused. And I think they're trying to market it as I think they're trying to generalize the camera too much. It is very exciting. I do love the look that the image produces. But at this price point, you know, we're looking at the Red Raptor XE, and that has way more flexibility. That type of investment, you would be able to take that into the rest of your career, put it on the most giant film sets, the smallest film sets, and you're gonna have all the flexibility and still great image quality. Where on here, you're kind of just stuck with the look that they're giving you, unless you do external raw, which I fucking hate dealing with external raw. So, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Let's go back in the chat though. Let me see. Let me grab some water here. Again, I had the flu last weekend. So I'm still dealing with congestion on top of typical allergies. And the haze is not helping, honestly. Let's go through you guys' chats here. I definitely prefer the Eterna. The FX6, I bought that camera 3 or 4 times now. And then every time I end up selling it because I get reminded of the very annoying quirks with that camera. Even in my video, I cut a bunch of it out, but I was even comparing to the FX6 because on the FX6, the top handle, there's no way to rig an external monitor. You have to go and buy third-party pieces. And even then, their top handle's not really made to be rigged out like that. The monitor that comes with FX6 is fucking garbage. It's literally one of the worst monitors I've ever used before, and it's utterly useless outdoors. And so that having to still rig up an external monitor, plus having to keep their stock monitor on it just to operate it because they don't even have screens on it. All those little tiny quirks, which is very annoying. The autofocus wasn't as good as the other mirrorless cameras. You know, the Kodaks were a bit limiting as well. So yeah, the FX6, I don't know. It's when it works, it works. And then once you have to try to make it a little bit more flexible with the build, that's where it becomes a headache. So I definitely prefer the Eterna, even image quality wise. Even though the FX6 or FX6, Jesus, the FX6 might be just as, you know, I don't know. Who cares? Rolling shutter didn't really stick out to me at all, honestly. They really sped it up, which I'm assuming they're doing a shit ton of line skipping and down resing and who knows to speed it up. And that's probably what's presenting a lot of the artifacts on it. Dynamic range I didn't have an issue with. I think you guys can see in the videos that I shot. It looks great in my opinion. But I'm also somebody who knows how to color grade, I would say. So I know how to stretch an image and get the most out of it. But I really didn't have to do I didn't do any windows or anything like that on the footage. Logan. Menu system's extremely easy to use. I'll show you right here. Obviously, you can access everything through the side screen here. So you can see this is your menu right here. I can try to bring this up closer to the pocket. There you go. So yeah, you can see it looks very familiar and similar to Fuji's normal layout, really. And you can see everything just is operated through this little dial setup right here. But you can see this is our image format. We have the GF mode. I call it the girlfriend mode. Premista. 35 millimeter anamorphic 35 millimeter Super 35. So yeah, the menus are pretty simple. But there's also, you know, not a whole lot to do in here. Yeah, it's very, very, very simple. So I personally don't have any issues with the menu. How did you like the intro part of your video? All natural. I manipulated zero light. You know, I've been doing fashion photography since I was 18. So I've learned how to position talent according to natural light. So there's even times when we're filming indoors where, you know, I had a beautiful frame, but then my talent, I was like, nah, let's move on, because the light just wouldn't work. So that's why there's a lot of times where she's looking into like the fridge units and stuff, because that's natural light. just being shaped there. And then I'm always trying to shoot from the shadow side as well. For instance, my key light set up over here, and I make sure I'm facing the key light and the camera's facing the shadow side of my face, because that's just gonna help create, you know, a little bit more like natural, you know, shadow and contrast on my face here. So I need to grab a stool. I'm gonna grab a stool here. Oh, that's low. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? But yeah, the lighting, and then outdoors. You know, I'm here in Southern California during winter. The axis of the sun is a little bit more south. And so it naturally, you know, as it goes up to afternoon to like high noon, it still is a little bit in an angle. So it's really fun shooting here in SoCal during the winter, because you kind of have, even though light could still be harsh, if you know what you're doing, you can still manipulate your talent's position to use as a key light still. Yeah, dude, it's I wasn't expecting the freaking monopod to be so popular in that video. Where's my monopod? I'll show you guys the monopod too, because I had a shit ton of people asking about that. Oh, this camera's on the monopod, so I can't show you. I'm an idiot. It's just the YC Onion Pinta Pro or something like that. These Chinese companies need to get better at naming their products. Let me say that. Yeah, it's just a standard, you know, modern day monopod. It has a little lever on there so you can position and stuff easily. Yeah, pretty funny. Very nice images. I appreciate you not making coffee for once for filmic examples. Have I ever made coffee on camera? I did a reel with the Eterna. Oh, is that what you're referencing? No, wait, no, I made that with the GFX100 too. That wasn't the, I don't know. Aloha from Hawaii. I have a question I've always wanted to ask you. Have you ever tried the Ricoh GR camera? So I have not, sorry. Dude, it's super, super sharp on GF lenses. Kobe, for stills or for video? For stills, yeah, the GF lenses, some of them, very sharp. But yeah, for video, so the issue that that some of us are talking about regarding the sharpness on the Eterna, we're not talking about lens sharpness. We're not talking about clinical sharpness. We're talking about weird smoothing and then digital sharpening of fine detail that's usually not sharpened that way. It's like they're sharpening specific areas, like detailed areas that shouldn't be sharpened. So it's weird processing that they're doing on it. Yeah, and there's multiple LLPFs on the sensor on here, and it's still, like you guys saw in the video, the speaker grills behind me, you could see like they were on the edge of having some artifacts on it. So I wanted to dip into anamorphic world, so I was weird. Yeah, there's some exciting things coming. Stay tuned. IMAX certification. Essentially, it just means if someone was to make a feature film on here, they're approved to show it in IMAX theaters. Now, IMAX is becoming a big marketing thing. There's not that many actual IMAX size screens out there in existence. I think there's probably like 24 or something like that. I don't know. I probably just made that number up. And so really it's just the same way Netflix is like, oh, this camera's technically approved to blah, blah, blah. Where almost every camera can be approved now. So I don't know. I don't put too much weight into it. It's more marketing bullshit that people fall for. It's the same way Sony, you know, for instance, the F1 film, I have, you know, internal, I have receipts that they use a shit ton of different cameras on there. And Sony did a big marketing push saying, oh, they use the Venice on this and blah, 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 and Sony sensors, yeah. In reality, they didn't talk about all the other cameras that were prevalent to use to create that film. So it's just, again, marketing bullshit. Cheat, love it so far. I've tried that way back in the day. It's been a while. If I missed it, but have you ever used the... No, I haven't. I've been hands-on with it, though. It's surprisingly light. I mean, easiest way I could put it, if you were to put any of those cameras into a pro filmmaker's hand, they're going to make any of those cameras look good. Those cameras are all good. If you put all those cameras into an amateur's hand, you'll probably start seeing like, ooh, that looks totally different. Oh, that looks different. So it really depends on the person. I'm super profiles, best start shooting some more video with it, so you can gain some anamorphs for it, because I do love the look it gives better than Eterna. Oh, 1000%. The XH2S image quality is great. The XH2 at 24 frames, under 30 frames per second, is very close to the XH2S. Not readout speed, but dynamic range and color. But then once you go above that, that's where the XH2S holds its own. I wonder if the autofocus on GF is usable. I don't think anyone's using the camera for that. The Northwest camera guy says it wasn't very usable. I didn't even bother trying. Even when I covered the ZR, Nikon brought some lenses and they kept encouraging me to use the lenses, and I just ignored it because I was like, I just want to use anamorphics. Like, I'm not here to, you know, do what a company wants me to do. I'm here to literally see if I like a camera or not and document it and share it. And if people like it, great. If they don't, great. There's such a specialty camera. I find it hard for anyone who doesn't want large format to want this. Definitely a niche product, not a bad thing. We need more niche guys. Yeah, it's definitely niche, which there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, again, my gripe with it is mainly, I think they listen to the wrong people. Because it's like, I feel in their mind, Fujifilm is like, okay, we have access to all these big DPs. Let's give them what they want. But we're going to price it below what the big DPs need. And we're going to lock in a certain look into the image that creators and like indie filmmakers will love, but isn't useful for those guys that we just took all of that advice from. Does that make sense? It's hard for me to communicate what it is, but hopefully it's coming through. Yeah. Again, I personally think the body's overkill. And I feel like if they did half of the body, but still all the same features, it would make more sense and for cheaper. Is it a $16,000 image? That's the question. I don't know. Probably not. I think it's close to it. I think through firmware, maybe they can make it more worthwhile. What makes or breaks good pre-production for a shoot? What do you mean? It depends on the team. It depends on the direction of the shoot. Like, that's too vague of a question. In the S12 and the ZR, what would be your choice? S12. S12 still, hands down, in my opinion, the best hybrid camera out there on the market. The only thing the ZR has going for it, one, the screen is awesome. Two, the red raw. But the red raw is uncompressed, full image quality, full file size. It's not realistic at all. Looks great though. But yeah, sadly, again, the ZR reminds me a little bit of the Eterna in terms of, I feel like these companies are releasing kind of half-baked products. And I understand, because it's, you know, the longer they take to put it out and to perfect it, the more money they burn. And so what these companies are doing is they're basically launching pre-release cameras and expecting us to buy it as they start doing updates. Where before, what companies were doing was, you know, they're releasing their cameras and they were solid. And then as time went on, they would add upgrades via firmware. Like Fuji started that. But now they're kind of taking steps backwards because now it seems like they're just saying, hey, this camera's not ready yet, but let's just put it out and people will buy it and we'll finalize it through firmwares. So even before, you know, just last year, I would say, oh, you guys need to stop bitching about that. But even now, I'm just like, okay, this is now getting out of hand because it seems like a lot of companies are adopting that. And, you know, that's where it's getting annoying. Probably not. I really don't have any interest in that camera. Is the ZR a hard camera for beginners to learn? On my last camera I bought, man, I use iPhones. I mean, if you find the ZR hard to learn, you'll find a Lumix, a Sony, any camera hard to learn. That's coming from somebody though who, even before I bought my first camera, I learned how the camera worked. And not just in terms of worked in how to set exposure and how to set your shutter. I'm saying like, I even looked in how they were made, manufactured. Like I went on an ADHD hyper obsessed month of learning about cameras. So when I bought my first camera, I felt like I could take it apart and know what the parts were. That's not accurate, but uh-oh. Y'all see that FedEx truck behind me? Am I about to get a package? I don't know what else I'm expecting. As this camera's over the $10,000 price class, would you say it's worth for the medium format? Wait, lost track. Look, impressive compare. Oh yeah. Or isn't it that impressive compared to similar price cameras? Oh. I mean, if someone needs large format, sure. I don't know. Again, those are the things where it depends on the person. That's subjective. Objectively, you should be able to make anything work, you know? But just how some, like, what's his name? The guy who directed Sinners. They originally were going to shoot that on 16mm film. Next thing you know, they're shooting on IMAX film. All right, let me get this package. Don't know what this is. It's from Tilta. Also, if you guys have any questions about this cart, let me know. Absolutely loving this thing. As you guys can tell too, it's making my lives, it's gonna help my lives out a lot here. Ooh, let me show you guys what I just got here from Tilta. Anybody else here absolutely just love what Tilta's doing? Check it out. Let me remove this. On my iPhone, I have their other version of this. Let me make sure my audio still, yeah. I have their other version of this. This is their newer one now. It's been all upgraded. Let me grab my knife real quick. Where did I put that sucker? Where is me knives? Where the fuck did I put my knife at? Ooh, it's outside, I think. Sorry, y'all, hang on. There it is. All right. We're back, we're back, we're back. So, you guys can see. Ooh, that's cool. Check that out. Damn, that's cool. Shout out to Tilta. Let me show you guys what this is for. So, obviously it has mad lock. What is rad on this, we have a little kickstand. See right there. So if I'm, you know, watching some YouTube while I'm on the toilet, can watch it like this, can watch it like that. Make sure I don't have any crazy notifications on there. So we got a little kickstand there. We have a little, I forgot what they call this, but it swivels too. That's pretty rad. Let me see. So like this, if I need to hold it, it's pretty cool. Fuck with that. What else does it do? You can see we have a little screwdriver, little flathead right here. So if I need to unscrew anything, got that right there. And then one of the coolest parts, box cutter. On my other one, I use this thing a shit ton. And it looks like they sharpened it up a little bit. It's not as sharp as a knife, but it's sharp enough to cut through some boxes. So that is cool. I like the color on it too. Sweet. Ooh, that's stimulating. You guys hear that? That's nice. That's nice. Probably rock it this way. Oh yeah, that's cozy. Yeah, I like that. Cool. All right, back to getting real distracted here. All right, this is their audience, but that audience just wanted a box style GFX. You're not listening. I didn't say I did not want a box style camera. I said I wanted a more nimble, compact camera. Beta's running the camera unfinished. I wouldn't say it feels beta, but it definitely feels like their first time, you know? It feels like their first product in this line, which is cool. Like it's honestly still a great camera. I just think they need some work on it. Oh, one of the things, I did not mean to cut this part out of the video. Once it was live, I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't mean to cut that, but it was part of that last half. Honestly, guys, I had a sponsorship for the video. And so when we went to Arizona, I was like, okay, we're gonna take this camera because I'll be able to use this sponsorship in here. They'll be able to pay for it. I backed out of the sponsorship because it was AI shit and it's all just going too far. And I'm exhausted. And so I dropped the sponsorship and, you know, I lost money producing that video. So while I was editing it, I'm like, I'm fucking over this. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. I'd rather go on a live and just talk about it instead of me spending another day fucking editing this video that I don't care about. So that's the reason I cut all the opinion piece out. But in that opinion piece, I left out a major part, so I apologize. We were having some freezing issues on here. Now, this isn't exactly fair because, again, this camera is still early. Fujifilm's calling it an early firmware. I think other companies would call it a beta firmware. So yeah, we're having weird issues. We would stop recording, and it wouldn't stop. So we had to take the V-mount off, and then it wouldn't shut off the camera. So then we had to take the internal battery out, and then it would kill the camera, and then it wouldn't save the file either. I tried the Angelbird CF Express 2 terabyte card, I think a 1 terabyte card, or one of those, and then a SanDisk 320 card. And we got freezing issues on all of them. Less so on the SanDisk, it only happened once on the SanDisk, but on the Angelbird it happened a few times. Actually, no, it happened like 8 times or something like that. So again, I'm sure Fujifilm will fix that, but it was annoying to have to deal with that. So again, I apologize, that did not make the video. It was supposed to be in there. But yeah, my grumpy ass just missed to put it back in. Ignore the average consumer feedback. Do you think they just don't see the endless discussion happening? We know what we want. The issue is, it's hard to find the serious people. If you go in comment sections, it's mainly negative. But then when us creators are out and about, and the encounters we have with audience, it's polar opposite. And so obviously a lot of people are watching, and I would say most of those people watching are positive viewers. But the loud, annoying, bitchy, crybaby people, those people are the loudest. They are the extreme loud people. And those people they even cast a shadow on the people who do have good criticisms, who do have good, honest critiques. Those people also get grouped into the negativity people now. So when companies go, all these brands, guys, you better believe Fujifilm's going through the comment section on my video and seeing what people are thinking. So it's hard for these companies to figure out what people actually really fucking want because of how annoying the minority audience group is of annoying people. So I think that's a major issue happening. But yeah, I mean, Fujifilm didn't hit me up. Again, I don't have an ego. I don't think, oh, they should have hit me up. But they didn't hit me up. I don't know any other creator that they hit up to ask what they think them and their audience is looking for. I didn't hear anything from anybody regarding that. So I'm sure they talked to a few people, but who those people are, I don't know. So this is the issue though. This is why I love Lumix so much, because Lumix is highly engaged with the community. They also are reading the comments. There's times where a Lumix rep be like, oh, we saw this comment about this. We actually have a fix for this and that. Like, these companies are really in there. The difference is Lumix is engaging with us as if, they're a part of the community. And that's why we get a camera like the Lumix S1 II that literally does everything that we've been asking for. I have zero clue. The only thing Eterna really needs some kind of raw like pros raw built-in anamorphic squeeze. It has built-in anamorphic de-squeeze, but not for the open gate mode, which I'm kind of like, why wouldn't they fucking start with that? Well, they probably, I don't know, actually. I don't know. Yeah, that's annoying. Internal raw, I fucking hate ProRes internal raw. Every time I've used it, I'm like, this doesn't look like red raw. This doesn't look like B-raw from a Blackmagic camera. So, yeah. Dog just snored. You talk about the audio in your intersection of your videos seem to be startlingly better than other videos recently, but maybe it's because clear my ears. The audio from the intro film, the reason it sounds so good is because I designed the audio. I did keep the onboard mics are actually really good on here. Obviously not good enough to like fucking shoot a mini doc just with the onboard mics, but they're good enough for the scratch audio to where I can mix and master it. But it was in that, and most of the audio was in there, but it was tucked, very, very, very tucked, just almost like room tone. So most of it was designed. So in the intro, when the truck door slams, I got that from Artlist. That's the sound effects from Artlist. The dogs barking in the background, that's a sound effect from Artlist. The buzzing from the refrigerators and stuff inside the stores, that's sound effects. The door ringing bell, that's sound effects. The footsteps, that's sound effects. All of it, all of that was sound effects. So that's why the audio sounded good in it. Yeah, that could be cool. I mean, if I get packages while I'm doing it, there's no way I would set up a live just to do unboxing. Not asking for a specific, but are the upcoming cameras you're extremely excited? That's a good question. I saw the rumors on an SL3 camera that will essentially be the Lumix S1 R2. That's 1000%. If that's real, that's gonna be my first SL3 camera for sure. Also, I want to try something. I want to see what the Pocket 3 shot would look like from over here. Damn, guys, I fucking love this cart because it's allowing me to be more utilitarian with the setup here. That's pretty rad. Anyways, yeah, there's that camera. There's another camera I can't talk about. But if you like this, I gotta be careful what I say. Let's just move on. I'm loving the possibilities of Leica M-mount offers. Hope laser really, yeah, same. I at least have been filming bits for it, and so I might make the video. But the Blazar Beetles on the Nikon ZR, it's actually a really fun setup. So maybe I'll make that video, I don't know. Again, I'm just getting really fucking bored with talking about gear, guys. I'd rather do it on the lives. Cause this feels like I'm hanging out with the homies and we're just chit-chatting about gear. I don't mind that. But fucking producing full-on videos, I'm just so over it. There's no fulfillment in it. Just a lot of negativity around it. It seems pointless now, Yeah, I fuck with Tilta hard. This is their bolder cart too. Again, if you guys have any questions about the cart, let me know. Yep. Yeah. I'm supposed to be getting that ZR cage. Hopefully I get it soon. Want to see that LC cord VND make its way into camera so bad. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. Hey, brother. What'd you film with the Eterna? I want to see. You know what's crazy is Camera West, or not Camera West, Pacific Northwest Camera, their video today, all his critiques are valid. Sorry, guys. All his critiques are valid. But honestly, I really love the footage they shot with it. And I didn't even care about the external raw footage they shot. Their internal footage that they shot, I think it looked great. Besides the digital sharpening issues. And what I noticed, even watching their video, you don't always see it through YouTube. But while you're editing it, you see all the issues with it. But once you're compressing it through YouTube and stuff, it did hide it a little bit. So, but yeah, honestly, their footage looked amazing. So even though we do have gripes with it, the gripes aren't around the look that the camera produces, but more so the sharpening quirks with the sensor and whatever processing they're doing with that. And then, you know, the image processing not being as versatile as the body is for the price. FUJIFILM makes a banger XH3 camera for overkill. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of just overcropped cameras. I'm the Lumix S1 II. That's what we're live on right now. It's literally guys. It's literally it's like the perfect mirrorless camera, full frame, open gate, 60 frames per second, and it's decently fast. Like RE log, it's dynamic range expansion mode. You get an extra fucking stop of dynamic range out of it when you need to. False color, like full LUT support, full anamorphic support. Like this Lumix S1 II literally is fucking doing everything. It's wild. I have not. Let me actually, hang on, let me message Tilta real quick about something here. So, and maybe not. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay. Thank you for reminding me about that, brother. What was it you said? Oh, yeah. Getting for the S1 II. No, but going back to that rumored Leica camera I was talking about, if that ends up being real, I'm gonna make my Lumix S1R2 a dedicated video camera as well. And then I would probably add that filter to that then. So we'll see, maybe later, maybe if that Leica camera ends up being real. Says spherical anamorphic lens would you shoot with? Panavision, either Hawk or Panavision lenses. Panavision's hard to work with because you have to go directly through them and you can't buy them. They're only rental and the rentals are still high too. But Panavision, all my favorite iconic films that I love were shot on Panavision anamorphics. A lot of the modern ones that I love are being shot on Hawk anamorphics. So if I couldn't do Panavision, I would go with Hawk. What up, brother? Kevin, dude, you would fucking love this cart. This cart's so sick. Again, if you guys want me to go through the cart, let me know. Yes, the cart can fold small. I wouldn't say it folds. It builds and packs back down. And I wouldn't call it small, or I wouldn't call it light either, or small. I think overall this is like close to 100 pounds. But it does have caster wheels on it and everything, so you can roll it around. It's pretty sick. I think so. My issue is my mental health with my ADHD. Currently right now, I can't imagine fucking making a feature-length film. Because, you know, that takes months and months of dedication and time and effort. Guys, I could barely fucking get myself to sit down and focus for a week on one project. So, you know, I'm 35 years old. I'm not getting any younger. So I do have like this existential dread on, you know, I need to get my shit together before I get old and die and don't get to do all the things I want to do. So I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get to a better mental health place where I can focus better. Will I ever get there? I don't know. Oh, sweet. Dude, I fucking love Joshua. Joshua's a great human being, and his family is adorable. Yeah, it's gonna be sick. We'll probably use that if we have to like rig out the ZR intensely. But for more day-to-day use, I'll probably use the Tilta one whenever it's out. Bro, I like that. It's a UFO for Fuji's lineup. Fuck. I wish I heard that before I did my video, because I would have like put that. I like that so much I would have put that into my script in multiple avenues. Favorites. No Country for Old Men, Sinners, One Battle After Another, and Chinatown. We'll do those. Mixing some old and new into there. But yeah, I don't know. I've only been live for 47 minutes. Not that many people. Oh fuck, it's Friday. I did not know it was Friday. I was sick last weekend, so I've been playing catch up. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll pop off then. Kind of a slow live. But yeah, this was dope. Appreciate you guys. I guess this will be a good reference for anybody who wants to come back and look at the Eterna. Let me, before I pop off, actually, let's see if there's anything else I should disclose on here. I haven't seen Marty Supreme. I need to watch it though. I haven't seen his other film either, where he plays the musician guy, Bob Dylan. Yeah, is there anything else I should showcase on this? I don't even know. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Fun little quick hangout. I really just wanted to try out the cart for lives. So that's all. Oh, last comment here that I'll do. What are your thoughts, predictions on the new 180 megapixel sensor coming out? So if you guys didn't see, a rumor came out that Sony has a new media format sensor that's 180 megapixels. I think it's fucking stupid. Honestly, I'm so fucking tired of these companies chasing high megapixel sensors. We don't need more high megapixel sensors. We need faster sensors. We need higher dynamic range. We need better color fidelity. We need better color depth and processing pipelines to give us smaller files and more image quality. We need eternal raw. Stop with the fucking high megapixel, Sony, please. All right, last rant. See you guys. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Till next time.